Look, we're here to do business. You guys will share. I think Deborah Down is coming. Deborah Down is coming. They're supposed to give us 45 minutes, but I was supposed to have a tape of Jesse, so I don't have that tape, so we have to see. Right now we're working with 30 minutes. Trying to get
the tape of what he said?
Yeah, good. No, the videotape of his old speeches, and we were trying to compare them to, you know.
His speeches?
Yeah, of course. You know, I just wanted to bring up some old stuff and see how do you go from there to over here, to where he's at now. You know, we don't know. Cause they say on Wendy Williams' show today, he said some other stuff. That Fox is
positive or not?
The negative.
Well, Jesse was with Clinton in the first place. That's true.
Let me hit this off.
WKMP Sterling Plainfield, a service of Harvest Radio.
It's time now for the Town Talker with Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson. Reverend Jackson is founding pastor of the Church of What's Happening Now, located in Plainfield, New Jersey. And now, the Town Talker, Reverend Zechariah Jackson.
Always good coming to you. You know, wow, you know, it's all this heat out here, and hopefully nobody fall out and everything. Make sure that you cool your body. I think they call it hydrate your body with water and juice and things. You know, it's a hot day. It's supposed to be hot for the next 4 days, I hear. Maybe get a little rain, I think, either Saturday or so. That should cool it off and everything. But, you know, we are here again with the Town Talker Talk Show. I'm the Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now. You know, my sermon is Sunday night at 6 o'clock on Harvest Radio and Harvest Global Network. .net, I believe it is. Today, of course, we're going to not go after Jesse Jackson, but we want to talk, you know, because brothers need to talk. We really need to get the chip off our shoulders that we carry, you know, that stuff that they say Jesse Jackson say against the young Obama. I wonder, as I'm reading a little bit through the book, I hope I can get things a little bit good here as I read. It says on one of the pages, it's a speech from 1988. Jesse Jackson, you know, he was a true champion running for president and everything. And when spirits was low, we needed him, and we still need our brother with the Rainbow Coalition. They do so much work behind the scenes and everything, getting jobs and things. And we just hate to see brothers. You know, we got to move from, you know, just bashing one another. You know what I mean? I want to just read a little bit of this right here. Every one of these funny labels they put on you, those of you who are watching this broadcast tonight in the projects, on the corner, I understand, Jesse said. Call you outcast, low down. You can't make it. You're nothing. You are from nobody, subclass, underclass, Jesse said. When you see Jesse Jackson, when my name go into nomination, your name go into nomination. Of course, in 1988, and even by television, we all applauded because we felt something. Jesse said, I was born in the slums, but the slums was not born in me, and it wasn't born in you. You can make it. The applause. People were crying. I remember being a young lad, people crying, hearing that right there. You know, even though some of them went with some of the finest clothes, but they knew from whence they come, and that's what Jesse was saying. He said, wherever you are tonight, you can make it. Hold your head up high. Stick your chest out. And applause, you know, went all over the place, you know what I mean? You can make it, Jesse said. It get dark sometimes, but the morning comes. Don't you surrender. Suffering breed character. Characters breeds faith. In the end, faith will not disappoint. Oh, we all was, you know, we were going crazy when we heard that. You must not surrender. He's talking about surrendering to all those names of poverty and the outcasts and all those things. You may or may not get there, but just know that you're qualified and you hold on and hold out. We must never surrender. America will get better and better. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Oh man, the whole crowd went crazy, you know. And it's just a shame today, you know. You wonder how you come from such strong speech like that, and then you go into, you know, where we at today and everything. I got two distinguished gentlemen, of course, my sidekick and friend, the Right Reverend, I call him the Right Reverend and everything, Alexander Branch and everything. He's here every month with me, and he bring great characters here. And of course, we got George Gore. Did I get that right, George? All right, big George Gore, you know what I mean? Yeah, George is here with us, and I know Plainfield know who George Gore is and everything, and I'm going to let them talk. We're going to go to the Reverend. Reverend Brent, what do you think that Jesse was, what do you think he was? What do you think Jesse's mind was on that situation?
Well, Reverend Zechariah, personally, my views is this. We all heard his comments. He's also, I spoke with Jerry Green earlier today.
Assemblyman.
Yeah, Jerry Green.
For the public.
And there's been times when I've disagreed with him, but there's a lot of times when I agree with him. And right now he put it all too well. He said that Jesse Jackson has made a national apology.
Yes.
And you know, Obama has accepted the apology.
All right.
The issue is here that we need to get beyond what happened. What happened has happened. It's in the past.
Sure.
You know, even Scripture talks about becoming a new creation.
Of course.
And one of the problems with even the church today is a lot of times we become new creations, but we still tend to hold a person's past over them.
Sure.
Now, if a person has made a statement in the past, and then he's come forth and he's apologized, and the person who he damaged accepted it,
Sure.
then my position is then we need to move on, because that's the way God's going to look at it.
Sure.
God is not a respecter of person, and God does not sit back and continuously hold grudges.
Sure.
And that's what people tend to do. Jerry Green said today that, you know, our concentration needs to be on getting this man into office. We need to otherwise let a dead dog lie. It's already been said, it's been done, it's been apologized. Let's move on. You know, it's a new day. You know, and the system, I'm going to put it that way, and we all know who the system is, but the system is going to do enough to try to hold this man back. And we don't need, as a people, need to continuously keep bringing up dead dogs that's going to be perpetuated by the system to continuously hold the man back.
Sure.
You know, we need to, my position is if the man who he spoke against accepted the apology, whether it was meant. A lot of times people apologize and don't even mean well when they apologize.
Sure.
But if Obama accepted it, let's move on. We got, you know, we got an upcoming election coming up, and you know, those people who are in support of Obama. Now, on behalf of the NAACP, I can't speak one way or the other, because the NAACP doesn't outright support either or make a public announcement of who they're supporting. I myself, you know, I have my comments, and that'll come out in the election booth. But my perspective is, you know, too many times people tend to hold on to the past. There's an old saying that, you know, a bad penny goes a long ways. Man can do 1,000,000 good things, but then he makes one mistake. That mistake is what tends to haunt him for the rest of his life.
Well, let me ask you this right here, okay? And I was listening to the Wendy Williams show today. You know, she has a talk show on Fox. I believe it's 11 or 5. I don't know, I'm sure what channel it's on. But I know it's with Fox. And she also said that Fox, someone released some more stuff of what Jesse had said, you know, about Obama telling the ends what to do. We know what that end means. I know we want to put things behind it, and I love Jesse Jackson. How would I stand here and work at jobs that I work at without, saluting Jesse Jackson, But at the same time, that is a dirty stain, a dirty underskirt coming from Jesse. You know what I mean?
Come from your own people, a member of your own race.
Well, not just. Why don't we just not be so candid here and let's tell it like it is? Now, let's be for real. Jesse isn't just a member of the black community. I mean, he has been, the drum major. Now we got to tell it like it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat the Town Talk show when the other people out here telling it like it is. I'm not gonna water anything down. I love Jesse Jackson. I respect Jesse and his family and everything. But let's deal with the issue here. I mean, now, is it all right for us to, as a people of color, as a black people, is it all right for us to use this N-word? And industry is starting to use that against us, because I think it was the other day a celebrity used it, and they said, well, we're not going to endorse you because you used the N-word. You understand me? So we got to get real. If we want to end the madness, that madness is not just going to be in just with me and you. With them and us. We got to end it with me and you also. So how do we deal from here? I'll pose this question to George Gore. When you think of Jesse, when you think of Obama running for president and making it, being very successful, where people, are driven to him. I could envision, before this mess, I could envision seeing Jesse, standing there, maybe even holding one of Obama's baby's, daughter's hand while, and making a little prayer while Obama is being sworn in. I think that's going to be the most watched sworn in January. I'm going to try to get down there with my motorcycle. I don't know if I can get in there. I'm going to try. But now, will it be, how would that look today? You think that could be possible, that Jesse could be on the podium with Obama? Because that would be a good thing.
I don't think I think that absolutely will probably happen. But let's not confuse ourselves.
Okay.
Jesse was with Clinton.
Yes.
So he wasn't with Obama.
All right.
So things they're going to dig up on Jesse was when Clinton was running and Jesse was with Clinton.
Sure.
Okay. But what's happening is our community seems to always be confused.
Okay.
We kind of, like Jesse said, we kind of take our eyes off the prize.
Right.
The prize is to elect Obama president.
That's right.
The prize is not to worry about what people on the side of him are saying, what people behind him are saying who are not with him, and all those other things. The idea is that, A, we need to get out and register and vote.
Of course.
We need to register and vote in significant numbers.
Okay.
We need to understand clearly what the prize is.
Sure.
The prize is electing Obama, a black man,
Okay.
president of the United States.
That's right.
It is not to worry about what Jesse said. It is not to worry about what any other purported black leader said.
Sure.
The idea is that the campaign is Obama versus McCain for president, and we as a community need to understand what we need to do and not spend so much time worrying about what somebody else said.
Amen.
Okay? We get confused frequently and often by a media that misleads us, okay? Puts out stuff that has nothing to do with anything. And think about it, this is the first campaign that I've been involved in, I've been in politics a long time, that I've seen so many people on political campaigns get fired.
Okay.
Think about this now. McCain has had to throw 3 or 4 people under the bus. Obama's had to throw 3 or 4 people under the bus. And it's always about words that have always been in every campaign throughout the history of America.
Okay.
This is a race baiting issue. And if we keep getting confused and keep buying into that kind of thing, then we're not going to pay attention to the prize.
Okay.
The prize is Obama. Focus on getting him elected.
All right.
Focus on getting our people to show up to the polls. I don't care if it snows, if it rains, if it sleets, if it hails. This is our opportunity
Sure.
to speak in America in the voting booth.
Okay, but George, but you know, and I feel what you're saying, and I believe what you're saying wholeheartedly. But again, the way that the black community was in uproar about the words of Don Imus, I don't have to repeat them. Everybody know what he said, and you know, I mean, people went crazy. They wanted him off the radio. They wanted him off of this, that, and other. And to hear one of our icons come out with other words similar to that, and then talking about the other, you know, more words are supposed to be leaking out because they're going to leak them out eventually. How should we get along? Should we get along?
Well, let's talk about the N word. I mean, that seems to be the new we ain't gonna do it words for today.
Of course.
Abolish the word.
Okay, we're saying let's abolish the word.
Exactly.
No, that doesn't feed one child in the black community. That doesn't create one sense of I love you in the black community.
Okay.
Abolishing the word doesn't do anything. And what's interesting is I grew up with it just like everybody else that's black did.
Sure.
Okay, and it didn't mean anything because I never took it to heart.
Sure.
I never believed what it meant. Okay? It was a word. Words don't do anything to you unless you allow them to do something to you. Okay? We're the only nation in the world, the United States of America, that has a derogatory term for every single entity, be it Japanese, Chinese, Italian, Polish. We got a slang nickname for every single one of them.
Yeah, and I think
the
that
only nation in the world that does that.
But George, I think that one reason, and I understand because I have a Japanese motorcycle, and sometimes I take it for service people, and they say, well, you know, he got a Jap bike, and I correct them. I say, you know, my bike is Japanese, it's not Jap.
Yeah.
You understand? And I understand as a younger person that what that word mean. I mean, like. Because when I hear the N word, I relate it to someone being pushed out from doing something that they may want to do, you know, segregated against, hung on a tree, beat down. But I do know, and I've been in the company of a lot of us, you
Yes.
know, and even professional us, that we seem to use the word quite frequently. I remember being with two educated women that work at Essex County College in Newark.
Cat Williams' last show was on HBO, used the word frequently and said on the show that I'm going to continue to use it because I want to.
Now,
Now, here's an entertainer
okay.
who's a comedian
Yes.
who said, I ain't got no problems with this word,
Sure.
and I'm going to use it.
Well,
and
you-
guess what? His album went platinum.
Platinum was
Now,
the word.
who's the fault?
Right. The people that buy the album. of
Okay,
course.
and it ain't other folks.
Right.
It's folks who look like me
Right,
and you.
Exactly.
So I'm
we
saying
support the
we're
word,
run-
but then we don't like the word.
Right, we're running around talking about, oh, it's bad, but we spend our money on it.
Sure.
We spend our money on rap songs that have it in there all the time.
Exactly.
There's
exactly.
2 rap songs that just came out that's got it in there.
Yes.
And we spend our money on it.
Right.
So I'm like, who's zooming who? I mean,
Right. That's the question. Who's zooming who? You know, there's definitely a bit of confusion that's going on in the black world. I was listening the other day to The View, you know, because I'm in a talk show thing. So I listened to The View, and I heard Whoopi Goldberg that was defining African American. You know, she was saying the many names that we were called, and she had defined the name African American because she was talking about Sidney Poitier. She said, well, he's Caribbean American because his ancestry come from there. And then she said that African Americans, when you call somebody African American, that means that you just don't know where they come from. And I kind of beg a difference for that right there. I think that being called African American is because my mother's 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 mother and father's 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 father was born here. Yeah, I don't, you know what I mean? So I do think that a lot of black folk really need a history a black history lesson, because maybe because of being called, as Jesse Jackson said years ago in his speech in '88, being called the outcast and a subclass and things of that nature, that maybe a lot of us haven't embraced our own culture to know our own history here, our whole own sojourn here in America. So I guess it wasn't important.
And you're correct. I grew up in the high schools and I never had black history.
Okay.
I learned black history by studying it, reading it, finding it. Okay. What's interesting is I go to Canada, it's in the Canadian history books, not in ours.
Sure.
But what's even more interesting is when you step outside the continental United States of America, you cease to be black. You're just an American, and by the way, they don't like you.
Right.
It's got nothing to do with
I've heard you say that before.
Okay, it's got nothing to do with anything. Black is a color. Okay, it depicts a skin color. I mean, when I was born, my birth certificate said I was colored. Then I became a Negro. Okay, and if somebody called me black when I was in high school, they got a butt whooping.
Well, now let me ask you.
But hold on, I'm
Right.
saying we metamorphosize through words.
Okay.
And each one of those metamorphoses of the word, okay, defines us as what? Because at the end of the day, you're still a human being.
Sure.
With red blood.
Sure.
Okay. With a skin pigmentation difference.
Sure.
Okay. And that's it. In America, if you got money, you can be almost okay.
Right.
But by the way, that's not just something that's held sacred inside the black community. You can be an Italian American, as this last beach incident just happened, okay, and have all the money in life, and somebody segregates against you.
Sure.
This is something that is just the polarizations that we allow ourselves to buy into, okay, is even more divisive. Here in Plainfield, you have an issue right now between the, quote, black community and the Hispanic community.
Okay.
That's still here.
Tell me about it.
We call them all kind of names. They call us all kind of names.
Sure.
What does it mean? We don't have enough dialogue about being human. We don't have enough dialogue about the things that we should be talking about in churches, okay? And the churches don't seem to spend a lot of time talking about how the community, okay, should be recommending itself. The N-word, it's a word. At the end of the day, will I be mad if somebody uses it against me? Probably.
Let me say this right here too. When it comes to the word Negro, like Negro is the black race, okay, and as a Caucasian is from the Caucasianoid race. So Negro has always been all right, but the other part of it hasn't. See, because we all black people are from the Negroid race, where all white people are from the Caucasianoid race. And the Asians a lot are from the Mongolian race, the Mongoloid race. So the word Negro is never been the curse, but the other word has. I have a call. Yes.
Yes. Good evening. My name is Rebecca Kelly. I'd just like to elaborate a little bit on the Reverend Jesse Jackson statement that he made about Barack Obama.
Okay.
I find it very, very humiliating that someone of the grassroots of the civil rights would even think, much less to come out of his mouth towards a brother who is trying to make this country, which I know he will become a president, even when he's elected president of the U.S. 2009.
Well, you know what, Rebecca, and in truth, that's how a lot of people look at it. Now, I know that we're up here, you know, we got the Right Reverend over here, Alexander Branch, legal liaison with the NAAC. We got George Gore that has been through more political things than I can even think of.
And
These guys,
also a president for 12 years, former president of the NAACP.
George Gore, right, former president. So we got educated thinkers up here today. But the common person is thinking just like Rebecca is thinking. Now, how do we deal with that? They're saying that, listen, how could Jesse Jackson, being who he is, you know, the many speeches. I remember years ago when I first heard Jesse, I asked my mama, do he like himself? I remember when he used to say, you know, my hair is not too nappy. My eyes is this, right? It's not too big. My nose, and, you know, I first saw the guy, I said, well, Mama, this cat must not like himself. My mother explained to me that he was explaining the ideology of how a lot of people in Black America felt. So now we can, you know, be on this level. But how do we deal with what Rebecca is saying, Reverend Branch?
Well, I'd like to really say that I agree with what she's saying.